What's up, Yankees family? Welcome back to Pinstripe Picasso. Now, we're approximately 70 days away from opening day, and if you listen closely, you can hear the collective sound of Bronx heartbreak. You guys know the story by now. Brian Cashman and Scott Boras are in a classic Mexican standoff. Cody Bellinger won 7 years. The Yankees only want to offer 5. It's a $160 million game of chicken, and as of right now, it seems as if Belly has flown the coop. Wait, just as panic starts to set in, the insiders start chirping. John Heyman drops a tweet. Ken Rosenthal mentions it on Foul Territory, and all of a sudden, there's a new name on the whiteboard. That name is Bo Bichette. Yes, the hair, the swing, the 311 average. Yankee fan is already photoshopping him in the pinstripes thinking, he's younger than Cody, he swings for average, he's the perfect plan B. But I'm saying not so fast. As great as Bo Bichette is, Bo is a trap. Bo is a nice, shiny, enticing trap that'll cost us $300 million and won't solve a single problem. Today, we're breaking down why pivoting to Bo would be the biggest mistake the Yankees made this winter, and the one caveat that makes him an excellent pickup. Let's get into it. I get it. I see the appeal. Look at his 2025 numbers in Toronto. The kid, well, he's 27 now. Absolutely raked. He hit 311, had an 840 OPS, a 129 OPS plus, in a lineup that often feels like home run or bust. A kid who can put the ball in play and spray the ball to all fields seems like a dream, especially when Anthony Volpe is recovering from shoulder surgery and coming off a meh 2025 season. The guys, we see the doubles and the consistency at the plate. The ladies see the flowy hair, and collectively we think, this is the spark that we need. But it's kind of like being on a dating app after a bad breakup. You see somebody who looks great in their profile picture. They got a cool job. They even like bullies. You're ready to swipe right and commit for life before you even meet them. But as any Yankee fan knows, what looks good in Toronto often tastes like a stale bagel in the Bronx. See, we don't need a spark. We need a fit. And as constructed, Bo Bichette fits this team like a size 12 foot and a size 6 glass slipper. All right, so let's talk about the elephant in the shortstop room, Bo Bichette's defense. Now, if you guys thought Gleyber Torres' occasional brain farts were stressful, then you guys haven't seen Bo's StatCast page lately. See, in 2025, when he was hitting 311 and doing all that raking, he was also a one-man wrecking crew for his own pitching staff. If you look at the numbers, outs above average, which by definition is a range-based metric of skill that shows how many outs a player has saved above his peers, Bo Bichette's OAA is sitting at negative 13. He also has a negative 12 defensive runs saved. He was statistically the worst defensive shortstop in the entire league, and he has an arm that StatCast ranks in the bottom 40th percentile. But here's the kicker. They don't even want to use him at shortstop. Rumor has it they want to use him at second base. Wonderful. So let's take a guy who's played exactly 7 games at second base in his entire career, all of which while nursing a bum knee in the World Series, and say, hey, go turn a double play with a Gold Glover like Volpe. Now, don't get me wrong. Given what I just said about his defensive issues and his weak arm, it makes absolute sense. I mean, the Jays basically hid him there because second base is an easier base to play, especially when you have a weak arm and a bum knee. My thing is this. This is starting to become the Yankee way, right? We take a middle infielder and move him to a position that he doesn't know, and then we're surprised that he leads the league in errors by June. I mean, we've literally just seen Jazz struggle to adapt to third base last year, and now we want to do the same thing with a guy who has a weaker arm and slower feet. Make it make sense. This brings us to my next issue. If you sign Bo Bichette to play second base, what happens to Jazz? I mean, Jazz just came off a 31 home run season. He finally found his rhythm at second base, and he's the energy of this team. But the prevailing thought is that the Yankees would have to trade Jazz in order to make room for Bo. And not only do I disagree because that is what the DH spot is for, my question is why? If Bellinger isn't re-signing, that means that you just lost a left-handed power bat. So let's get rid of another one? I mean, why would you trade your left-handed, high-energy power threat, who finally likes his position, just to pay Bo Bichette $30 million a year to play a position he's never played? Again, make it make sense. You trade your perfectly good SUV for a flashy new convertible, only to realize the convertible doesn't have a trunk. You have a wife, 3 kids, and a bully. We need left-handed power bats. We need outfielders, preferably all in one player, who can actually play defensive baseball. We might have that in Dominguez and Jones, but how much you betting on that? And don't get me started on Ryan McMahon at third. If we move Jazz, keep McMahon, and add Bo, where does the defense go? We have like a reverse no-fly zone where routine ground balls just fly into the outfield like line drives. But here's the real reason Bo Bichette is the wrong plan B. Look at the state of this house. It's not exactly burning down, but we got a nice little grease fire burning in the kitchen. Gerrit Cole out till June, elbow. Carlos Rodon out till May, elbow. Clark Schmidt out till July, Tommy John. And we have zero idea what these guys are going to give us when they get back, nor do we know how long they're going to hold up once they do. Our opening day starter right now is Max Fried, which is great, followed by Louis Hill. And then a bunch of guys whose names for the casual fan seem like they were generated by a video game. We got Cam Schlittler, we got Ryan Weathers, who we just picked up for a bucket of baseballs, and then we got Will Warren. Now, I like these guys. They're just not enough for this situation. We're essentially a Max Fried blister away from having a rotation that wouldn't make the playoffs in AAA Scranton. And Brian Cashman is out here checking the price tag on a 300 hitting shortstop. No, Brian, let's put that fire off first. Go get us a pitcher. Trade for Freddie Peralta. Trade for Mackenzie Gore even. But whatever you do, don't spend the Bellinger money on a luxury bat unless that luxury bat is Bellinger, especially when your starting rotation is being held together by duct tape and prayers. Listen, I like Bo. I think he's a great player. In a different world, one where Aaron Judge isn't 34 years old with the window getting shorter by the day, or a world where we didn't have Anthony Volpe and our pitchers had actual functioning elbows, I'd be the first one screaming to go get them. But in this world, in 2026, Bo Bichette is a trap. By himself, he's a distraction from the real issues this team has. If we miss out on Bellinger, and it appears we have, we shouldn't be looking for a high-price infielder. In my opinion, we should be pivoting every single cent of that budget into our starting rotation and a left-handed outfielder. The Bo Bichette Trap is how you win the offseason headlines and lose 90 games because your pitchers give up 6 runs by the 3rd inning. Bo is the guy that we go get after we replace or come to terms with Cody Bellinger, especially since Tucker is off the board now. At that point, Bo Bichette is the missing piece offensively. But if you go sign him first and miss out on Bellinger, and Dominguez and Jones don't work out, we might as well start a crazy conversation that nobody in the Bronx is ready to have right now. But hey, that's just my take. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Am I being too harsh on Bo? Would you trade Jazz Chisholm to bring Bo's bat to the Bronx? Or are you like me? Pivot to pitching. Thank you guys for watching Pinstripe Picasso. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you enjoyed this one, or this one, wherever it's at. But until then, man, I'll see you guys in the Bronx.